A little girl once asked her grandmother, "If cherry blossoms are so beautiful, why don't they bloom all year?" Her grandmother smiled and replied, "Because some things are precious only because they don't last." The cherry blossom, commonly known as sakura, refers to several species of flowering cherry trees belonging to the genus Prunus. Native primarily to Japan, China, and Korea, these iconic trees are now celebrated in parks and gardens across the world. Unlike most ornamental trees, cherry blossoms aren't famous for their fruit. They're admired for something far more fleeting: their breathtaking blooms, which often last only 1 or 2 weeks each spring. Today, cherry blossoms are among the most recognized flowers on Earth, attracting millions of visitors every year who gather to witness one of nature's most spectacular displays. When a cherry blossom tree blooms, it transforms almost overnight. Bare branches suddenly become covered with thousands of delicate flowers, creating clouds of soft pink and white that seem to float above the landscape. Most trees grow between 5 and 12 meters tall, with graceful branches that spread outward like an open umbrella. Each flower is small, usually made up of 5 silky petals, though cultivated varieties can produce many more. As sunlight filters through the blossoms, the trees almost appear to glow. Then, just as quickly as they arrived, the petals begin to fall. The result is something magical. Entire streets, rivers, and gardens become blanketed in soft pink petals, looking almost like fresh snowfall. Cherry blossoms thrive in regions with distinct seasons. They require cold winters to trigger dormancy and mild springs to encourage flowering. They grow best in full sunlight and prefer fertile, well-drained soil with consistent moisture. While mature trees are relatively hardy, late spring frosts or strong winds can shorten the blooming season. Ironically, the conditions that allow cherry blossoms to bloom are also what make their beauty so brief. Unlike many trees we've explored, cherry blossoms aren't primarily grown for timber or fruit. Their greatest contribution is beauty. They transform parks, streets, gardens, and entire cities into breathtaking landscapes that bring people together every spring. The blossoms also support bees and other pollinators by providing an early source of nectar and pollen. In some cultures, the flowers and leaves are preserved and used in teas, sweets, and traditional desserts, adding a delicate floral flavor that's unlike anything else. But perhaps their greatest use is something impossible to measure. They remind people to slow down. Few plants are as deeply connected to a nation's identity as the cherry blossom is to Japan. For more than 1,000 years, people have gathered beneath blooming cherry trees for hanami, the tradition of celebrating spring by simply appreciating the flowers. Families, friends, and strangers come together beneath the blossoms to eat, laugh, and reflect. The cherry blossom has become a powerful symbol of life's fleeting nature. Its brief bloom reminds us that beauty, youth, and even life itself are temporary, and that is precisely what makes them meaningful. Today, cherry blossom festivals are celebrated around the world, from Washington, D.C. to Seoul, Vancouver, and countless other cities, carrying this timeless tradition far beyond its origins. Here's something many people don't realize. Most ornamental cherry blossom trees produce little to no edible fruit. They're grown almost entirely for their spectacular flowers. Another fascinating fact is that the exact timing of the bloom changes every year, depending on weather conditions. In Japan, the arrival of the blossoms is so important that a nationwide cherry blossom forecast tracks their progress from south to north as spring unfolds. Some famous cherry trees have been blooming for hundreds of years, quietly welcoming each new generation beneath the same branches. Despite their delicate appearance, these trees have become enduring symbols of hope, renewal, and resilience. Cherry blossom trees reward good care with unforgettable spring displays. Plant them in a location that receives full sun and has well-drained soil. Young trees benefit from regular watering, especially during dry periods, while mature trees generally require less attention. Pruning should be light and limited to removing damaged or crossing branches after flowering. Adding mulch around the base helps retain moisture and protects the roots, but keep it away from the trunk to prevent disease. With patience and proper care, a cherry blossom tree can brighten springs for decades. Unlike fruit trees, cherry blossoms aren't harvested for large crops. Instead, some of the flowers and young leaves are carefully picked by hand shortly after blooming. They're often preserved in salt or vinegar before being used in teas, desserts, rice dishes, and traditional Japanese confections. Because the blossoms are so delicate and their season is so short, harvesting them is a careful process that celebrates quality over quantity. The cherry blossom isn't the biggest tree, it isn't the oldest, and it certainly isn't the longest lasting. Yet every spring, millions of people stop what they're doing just to admire it. Perhaps that's its greatest lesson. Life doesn't have to last forever to be meaningful. Sometimes, the most beautiful moments are the ones that disappear the fastest. And maybe that's exactly why we remember them. We hope you enjoyed discovering the incredible story of the cherry blossom, the beauty of impermanence. Tell us in the comments, which plant would you like us to cover next? And if you love exploring the fascinating world of plants, don't forget to subscribe to Plantpedia for more stories like this.